Everyone thinks the Masters is about the green jacket, but that is just the decoy. What you really win is invisible, a lifetime seat at the most exclusive table in golf. It is permanent access to Augusta National, and leverage that stretches far beyond any other sport. The jacket comes off after a year, but the power does not. So why did Augusta's founders design it this way? And how did one win become a passport to lifelong influence? Augusta National was born out of a deliberate decision to keep the club and its tournament out of reach. In 1932, Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts chose a former nursery in Georgia, far from the golf capitals of the Northeast and the Midwest. They did not open the doors to anyone who could pay dues. Membership was capped and strictly by invitation, a policy that remains unchanged nearly a century later. When the course opened in 1933, the names on the rolls were hand-picked. By 1934, the first Augusta National Invitation Tournament, what would become the Masters, was a showcase for the select few, not a free-for-all. There were no open qualifiers, no public sign-ups. The only way in was to be asked. Jones, a legend who retired at 28, wanted a sanctuary for friends and competitors he respected. Roberts, a Wall Street financier, enforced the rules with corporate precision. Alistair Mackenzie's design added another layer, a course so distinctive it could not be duplicated. Even in the lean years of the Great Depression, the club refused to chase numbers. The scarcity was not an accident or a side effect, it was the point. Every gate, every list, every invitation was carefully controlled. That sense of being chosen did not just elevate the tournament. It turned Augusta National into the rarest currency in golf, access that could not be bought, only granted. Winning the Masters is a door that never closes. Every champion receives a lifetime invitation to compete at Augusta National, no matter how many years have passed or how their skills may have faded. This is more than a ceremonial gesture. It guarantees that past winners remain part of the tournament's living history, appearing year after year on the grounds, in practice rounds, and at the iconic Champions Dinner. Their names are not just listed in the record books, they are woven into the rituals that define Augusta itself. The club's policy makes this access permanent. Unlike other majors, where former winners eventually age out or lose automatic entry, the Masters keeps its champions in the spotlight for as long as they wish to return. Even after their competitive prime, they take part in events reserved only for the select few, sharing stories, influencing traditions, and shaping the culture from inside the gates. The connection goes deeper than physical presence. The title Masters Champion becomes a permanent credential, attached to every public appearance, every sponsor introduction, every mention in golf's official histories. Augusta National controls the use of its imagery and the green jacket itself. The jacket remains property of the club. Champions receive a replica, but the real jacket stays behind, reinforcing that the honor is not a possession, but a lifelong association. This brand tether is inescapable. Once your name is on the list, it never comes off. Behind Augusta's closed doors, the Champions Dinner stands as a ritual unlike anything else in sports. Each April, on the Tuesday before the first tee shot, every living Masters winner gathers in the clubhouse's private dining room. The menu is chosen by the reigning champion, a tradition started by Ben Hogan in 1952. Stories circulate about the choices. In 1998, Tiger Woods served cheeseburgers and milkshakes. Others choose dishes from their home countries. What happens at the table is kept strictly private. No media, no transcripts, no leaks. Only the select group of champions and club elders are present, reinforcing a sense of fraternity and informal power. Decisions about customs, subtle changes to the course, and even the tone of the tournament are shaped in this setting, away from cameras and microphones. Augusta's control extends far beyond its walls. Since the 1950s, the club has held a unique grip on how the Masters reaches the world. Television rights are negotiated 1 year at a time, usually on a handshake deal. CBS, the main broadcaster since 1956, accepts terms that most networks would never consider. Augusta limits the number of commercials, dictates the language used on air, using terms like patrons instead of fans, and reserves the right to pull the plug if coverage strays from the club's standards. Each contract is a reminder. The Masters is not a product to be sold. It is a privilege to be shared under Augusta's conditions. This approach keeps the tournament's image tightly controlled and its mystique intact, amplifying the power of every champion who enters the club's orbit. Most trophies in sports come with clear rules and familiar routines. For example, the United States Open is governed by the United States Golf Association, an organization built on public access and open qualifiers. Anyone with the skill and a low enough handicap can try their luck, and past champions receive only a 10-year exemption before they must qualify again. The Claret Jug, awarded at the Open, travels with the winner for a year, then returns to the Royal and Ancient Golf Club, ready for the next name to be engraved. The PGA Championship, run by the PGA of America, follows a similar pattern, with 5-year exemptions, no perpetual pass, and no private rituals that linger beyond the final round. Even in other sports, the pattern repeats. Hockey's Stanley Cup makes a tour with each winning team, but the league, not a private club, controls the trophy. Super Bowl rings are one-time awards distributed to players and staff, with no ongoing connection to the league or the stadium. NBA champions and World Series champions keep their hardware, but the moment fades into the next season. There are ceremonies, reunions, and the occasional banner raising, but no recurring invitation that ties the champion to the institution itself. What's missing in these models is a permanent seat at the table. Other trophies offer glory, but not a lifetime of access. Champions might return as guests or commentators, but only the Masters weaves its winners into the fabric of the event, year after year. The difference is not just in the ceremony, it is in the structure. No other trophy creates a bond that endures as long or as powerfully as Augusta National's invitation. Arnold Palmer's first Masters win in 1958 changed more than just his career. It changed the business of golf. Before Augusta, Palmer was a respected player, but not yet a household name. After the green jacket, he became the face of the sport. Crowds began to follow him in numbers never seen before, earning the nickname Arnie's Army. Sponsors lined up, and television networks built coverage around his every move. The Masters did not just reward Palmer, it made him a phenomenon, and the effect rippled out to the entire game. Sergio Garcia's story took a different path. For years, he was defined by close calls and heartbreak, always the contender who could not quite finish. That ended in 2017 when he finally slipped on the green jacket at age 37. Headlines shifted overnight. The words Masters Champion replaced the label nearly man in every introduction. New endorsement deals followed. Garcia became a regular on the speaker circuit, his story now one of redemption. The Masters gave him a second act, one he could never have written without Augusta's stage. Tiger Woods' 1997 victory delivered a seismic shock. He won by 12 strokes, the largest margin in Masters history at the time. Overnight, Woods' visibility exploded. Endorsement deals with Nike and Titleist soared, and television ratings for the tournament hit all-time highs. The Masters became the anchor of Woods' brand, and every sponsor wanted in. The club's control over imagery and access only increased the value of that association, making Woods not just a champion, but an institution. Jack Nicklaus's relationship with Augusta deepened over decades. 6 Masters wins gave him a permanent seat at the table, but the real leverage came after his playing days. Nicklaus became a trusted advisor at Augusta, consulted on course changes, and used his status to build a global design business. His name and reputation are inseparable from the club. For Nicklaus, the Masters was not just a trophy, it was a platform for influence that extended far beyond the fairways. Today, a Masters victory still rewrites a golfer's future, not just with honors, but with enduring influence inside the sport's most exclusive institution. As Augusta's power endures, every new champion inherits a role in shaping golf's direction. That's a legacy no other trophy can promise. Thanks for watching.